So when the Buffalo Bills got behind at halftime against Miami, all I could think about was you and how upset you must have been.
So I never thought they were going to lose, but I was miserable because like the game wasn't even entertaining to that point, and I had been screaming on the air in the break room on CMF all week long, do not discount Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I'm getting phone calls from other people, no, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Is that your Aaron Boone?
Well, yeah, no, Aaron Boone is, whoa, look what's going on. We didn't make the World Series. No, I don't understand how year after year, game after game, people continue to discount what Ryan Fitzpatrick is capable of when there is no pressure upon him. Because I don't hold anything that happened on Sunday against this Bills defense. I'm not scared that they're anything different. I know that that's Ryan Fitzpatrick, and that's the only reason it happened. That being said, I knew the Bills would find a way to get it done, but it wasn't fun. It was not a fun day, Bill.
What can a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick, through all the years he's played, sort these things out and realize at my best I'm really good? If I could just eliminate this other part, I'd be credible.
And I think that some of it comes down, in my opinion, he's maybe a tad limited physically, right? I think he gets by with so much of his mental strength and mental toughness, and he is a competitor, and he makes the right play very often. But he is, on the scale of an NFL quarterback, every GM is going to look at him. It's just like, you correlate it to baseball. It's easy for a scout to say, I like this guy, he throws 95 plus. But if a guy's throwing 90, 91, but gets everybody out, it's very tough to ride that guy.
But you've dealt with guys like this, professional athletes who just can't help themselves, right?
Yeah, it's, all too often, you see guys that just, and again, that's where it comes down to the mental grind. At the pro level, they're, at every sport and every professional level, there are so many things that happen that the average fan doesn't see, the behind the scenes, the preparation. And it's, a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's a consummate professional. I mean, he just goes out and he finds ways to win.
That Trey White interception, I think, is early play of the year for what it did and turn that game. But let's move on to the Eagles now. I maintain that 7 games into the season, if the Bills favored over a team that's supposed to be as good as the Eagles are, that's a real step forward.
Well, but here's the thing. We don't know if the Eagles are good, and they're only favored by 1.5. So on a neutral field, the Bills are still dogs, which is a little bit frustrating, but I'm past looking for respect from Vegas and the national media. This Eagles,
that won't come.
And it's not. Unless you go out and beat New England in that second game, it's not going to happen. Yep. Here's what's so scary about this Eagles team. They have an offense that has a heck of a lot of potential where they're underperforming. They have a defense with a lot of holes that has some really high-end parts. That defensive line is terrifying, and the defensive backfield, which has been a complete tire fire, is getting former Buffalo Bill Ronald Darby back. It looks like he's going to play in Buffalo for the first time from the first couple of weeks. He's been hurt a lot the last couple of years. This Bills team could go in there and win by 17 points. This Bills team could also get beat by 10. I mean, and I think that's where that 1.5 comes from. I don't know if Vegas knows where to put this right now. So,
well, the setup is interesting because I think the Eagles are more dangerous because they played so poorly last week. But I think also Buffalo's more dangerous because they almost let the Miami game get away.
I think you're 100% right. You have two teams, a desperate team in Philadelphia, you need to win bad here, and a desperate team in Buffalo to go back out and show, like, no, we're a legitimate team here. What happened was all Ryan Fitzpatrick and nothing to do with our defense.
And coming off of a bye week, when you got a young team like Buffalo, sometimes a bye week actually hurts a young team. There's something about momentum and having rhythm. And when you take a whole week off, that could have led to somewhat of a slow start for Buffalo. And I agree about the Philadelphia call. They played poorly this last weekend. A lot of the national media says, are they really that talented? The question is whether or not they're that talented. But anytime you have a team that has that much talent that really throws a clunker out like they did against Dallas, that becomes a dangerous opponent.
Who do you like?
I'm a homer, so I'm going to say Bills.
All right, I got Philly. I just think they needed more.
Okay, you said Philly, and you've been wrong all season. I'm 6-0 against the spread.
I'm 2-5.
Philly does need it more, but I think that Buffalo, if Matt Milano's good to go on Sunday, Buffalo wins this game. I take Buffalo, and yeah, Buffalo wins this game.